Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a crazy story from the NFL world that's guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat. It's time to talk about the one, the only, the legend, Mike Tomlin and his Pittsburgh Steelers. No, it's not another boring, dull sports story. This one's packed with drama, history, and, let's be honest, a bit of Pittsburgh magic. So sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn because we're about to get into the nitty-gritty of how Tomlin and the Steelers are absolutely crushing it this season. Mike Tomlin and his magic, 21 seasons without a losing record. Here's the thing, when you think about Mike Tomlin, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Super Bowls? Playoffs? Or maybe you think of that steely stare he gives when the game is on the line. And you're wondering, how does he do it? Well, the man has done it again. And we're not talking about just making it to the playoffs this year. Nope, Tomlin has now matched an NFL record that's been standing for decades, 21 seasons without a losing record. That's right, folks, 21 straight seasons of keeping the Steelers above .500. And let's just say, you don't see that every day. How does Tomlin do it? Now, you might be sitting there wondering, how on earth does Mike Tomlin pull this off? Well, I'll tell you. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube, blindfolded, while riding a roller coaster. It's part strategy, part grit, and part, well, we'll call it, Steelers magic. You see, it's not just about talent. It's about consistency, leadership, and staying cool when things get crazy. Tomlin has this rare ability to take whatever roster he's handed and turn it into something that's not just competitive, but usually downright dangerous. A historical streak, tying the Cowboys' record. If you think this streak of winning seasons is impressive, get this. Mike Tomlin has now tied the NFL record for most consecutive seasons without a losing record. Previously set by the Dallas Cowboys back in the 1965 to 1985 era. Tom Landry and his Cowboys held this record for a long time. But now Tomlin and the Steelers are right there with them. The Cowboys, led by Tom Landry, went 21 seasons without a losing record from 1965 to 1985. And that's no small feat. Landry had a Hall of Fame career, winning 2 Super Bowls and making the playoffs 18 times in his 29 years as head coach of the Cowboys. The Steelers, however, seem to be on track to not only match this, but possibly break it in the future, if Tomlin keeps this up. And honestly, if you're a Steelers fan, you got to be thinking, Mike Tomlin for president, am I right? The Steelers' legendary consistency, a deeper look. Let's step back for a minute. Think about this. The last time the Steelers had a losing season was 2003. Yep, that's right, 2003. We were all still using flip phones. The iPod was the coolest thing around. And Justin Timberlake was the king of pop. But guess what? The Steelers were still winning. Even then. Fast forward to the present. And we've got Tomlin keeping the streak alive with his 9-3 record so far this season. And to top it off, he's the longest tenured active head coach in the NFL. 17 seasons with the same team. Folks, that's unheard of in today's game. Steelers win over the Bengals, a thriller. Okay, now let's talk about Sunday's win over the Cincinnati Bengals. A game that sealed the 21st straight season without a losing record for Tomlin. It was a thriller. The Steelers took down the Bengals 44-38 in what was a seriously high-octane game. Let me break it down for you. The Steelers were just coming off a major battle and needed a win to keep the streak alive. So, what did they do? They brought their A game. And speaking of the game, Russell Wilson threw for a season-high 414 yards and 3 touchdowns. Which honestly had Steelers fans on the edge of their seats. But in true Steelers fashion, they didn't let that faze them. Mac Jones, coming in as the backup quarterback after Trevor Lawrence went down, came in clutch, tossing 2 big touchdowns to Parker Washington and Brian Thomas Jr. in the fourth quarter. Talk about stepping up under pressure. The Steelers' Super Bowl dreams. But let's not get too carried away. As much as we love the Steelers' consistency, we have to ask, can they make a playoff run this season? After all, they haven't won a playoff game since 2017. And their last Super Bowl win was over a decade ago. So, what's the deal? Well, let's just say, with Mike Tomlin at the helm, you never count out the Steelers. They may have some challenges ahead, but they're always a team to watch in the postseason. The AFC North is still up for grabs. And with the Steelers at 9-3, they're well positioned for a strong finish. Can Tomlin lead them back to the Super Bowl this year? Stay tuned, folks. A legacy that won't stop. Mike Tomlin is building something legendary. Not just for this year but for years to come. The man is a coaching machine. And the Steelers are in good hands as long as he's around. Consistency is the name of the game. And Tomlin has proven time and again that he knows how to keep his team competitive season after season. So, whether you're a Steelers fan, a football fan, or just someone who loves watching a good story unfold, you can't deny that Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. And who knows, maybe this season will be the one where the Steelers finally add another Super Bowl to their collection. Closing remarks. Well, folks, that's all for today's breakdown. We've just scratched the surface of Mike Tomlin's incredible legacy. And I can't wait to see how this season plays out for the Steelers. But hey, before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more awesome content. Also, share this video with your friends if you think Mike Tomlin deserves a statue. We'll be back with more updates and hot takes. So stay tuned. Until next time, stay Pittsburgh proud and remember, in Tomlin we trust. Peace out. What's up, football fans? American football, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, hit the like if you're a fan of jaw-dropping hits, and make sure to share this video because trust me, you're going to want to hear about this insane moment. From a brutal hit on Trevor Lawrence to a full-on brawl between the Jaguars and Texans. This game had everything, so, sit tight, grab your snacks, and let's dive right into the madness. Trevor Lawrence carted off after dirty hit. Brawl erupts between Jaguars and Texans. Alright, buckle up because we've got a game full of chaos to talk about. The Jacksonville Jaguars were facing the Houston Texans this past Sunday. But things quickly took a turn for the ugly after a nasty hit on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. This wasn't just any hit. It sparked a full-blown brawl that had fans buzzing and left some serious bruises, on and off the field. Let's break it down. The hit took place in the second quarter with the Texans up 6-0. Trevor Lawrence, trying to make a play, scrambled on 2nd and 7 near midfield. He slides in a bit short of the first down marker, trying to protect himself. But that's when Azeez Al-Shaair came flying in, headfirst, and made direct contact with Lawrence's upper body. No hesitation, just a straight-up dirty shot. Now, of course, the refs didn't miss this one, and a flag was immediately thrown. But here's the twist. Instead of taking responsibility, Al-Shaair was seen protesting the penalty, like really? Dude, seriously? But before things could escalate any further, Evan Engram, the Jaguars' tight end, came in like a bat out of hell and took matters into his own hands. That's when the whole thing blew up into a brawl. Players from both teams were throwing punches, shoving each other, and basically forgetting they were supposed to be playing football and not MMA. Al-Shaair found himself surrounded by a swarm of Jaguars players. And after the fight spilled over onto the Jaguars sideline, officials finally had to step in and break things up. And get this, Lawrence was still lying on the field as the fight raged on. But eventually, he stood up, thankfully, and was carted off the field. He was quickly ruled out of the game due to a head injury. And Mac Jones, not the New England Patriots QB, we're talking about the backup for Jacksonville, had to take over. The aftermath, ejections, scuffles, and Al-Shaair's exit. But don't think for a second the chaos ended there. Oh no, as if things weren't already wild enough. Al-Shaair and Jarrian Jones, the Jaguars' cornerback, were both ejected from the game for their roles in the melee. Then, Evan Engram, the guy who threw the initial punch, got flagged for unnecessary roughness, because apparently, standing up for your quarterback is a penalty now? But the drama didn't stop with the ejections. After things calmed down, Brandon Scherff, the Jaguars' guard, decided to confront Al-Shaair for the hit. This led to another scuffle, another fight. By this point, officials, coaches, And even police officers were involved in trying to separate everyone. And as if this wasn't enough, fans started throwing